had my days all figured out, the same old roads, the same routine. Nothing really missing, nothing waiting in between. I wasn't searching for a change, wasn't hoping for a sign. Then you appeared so naturally and slowly changed my mind. You arrived without a warning, without a reason I could name. I didn't see you coming, I didn't know I'd need you here. You slipped into my ordinary and made everything feel clear. I didn't see you coming, not in any plan of mine, but somehow all the roads I've walked led me to you in time. I used to think that love would be something impossible to miss, a firework across the sky, a moment louder than this. But you were more like morning light, slowly filling up the room, changing every little shadow without asking me to move. Maybe the best things happen before we're ready for them. I didn't see you coming, but now I see you everywhere, in every song, in every street, in every quiet prayer. I didn't see you coming, yet somehow it feels right, like finding something I was missing without knowing it my whole life. If you'd asked me back then, would I believe in this? I'd probably smile and shake my head and tell you it doesn't exist. But here you are, and here I am. Oh, I didn't see you coming, but I don't want you to leave. For the first time in a long time, I trust what I feel more than what I think. I didn't see you coming, and maybe that's the beauty of it all. The best chapters of our lives don't always announce when they arrive. I didn't see you coming, but now I know it's true. Somewhere between who I was and who I'm becoming, there was you. There was you. I didn't see you coming until you were already here. I didn't see you coming. Now you're all I want near. I've known people who came like seasons, bright for a moment then gone. Some left promises in the air, some left before the dawn. I never blame them for leaving, that's just how life can be. But you were different somehow, you stayed where you could have been free. No grand gestures, no dramatic scene, just a quiet kind of loyalty. It's the way you stay when the words run out, the way you stay when there's nothing to talk about, the way you stay when the easy road is gone. You make ordinary moments feel like where I Don't try to fix every problem. You don't always know what to say, but somehow your presence alone makes the heavy things feel less heavy. And every little thing you do feels honest, feels true, like you're not trying to be someone else. And that's what pulls me close to you. Maybe love is simpler than we think. Maybe it's staying when you could leave. It's the way you stay when the silence fills the room, the way you stay and somehow make it bloom, the way you stay when the world feels out of place. You turn uncertainty into a kind of grace. Completely at ease. Maybe that's what love has always been. It's the way you stay through every high and low, the way you stay without needing to let me know, the way you stay when nobody else would do. And every day I'm learning how much that means to me. It's the way you stay, that makes me stay too. The way you stay, the way you do, the way you stay keeps leading me to you. I told myself to take my time. Not every feeling means a sign. I've been careful with my heart, keeping every piece apart. I know the world can play pretend, something starting quickly end. There's something in the way you stay that I can't explain away. Maybe I don't have the words. Maybe some things are meant to hurt. I don't know what this is, I don't know where it goes. I don't have all the answers or a perfect way to know. But when I'm standing next to you, everything feels brand new. I don't need a reason if it's real to me. I spent my life believing only things I could prove, but then you came along and changed the way I move. I tried to find the logic, I tried to find the why, but every little question disappears when you're by my side. Maybe the heart sees things that the mind can't recognize. I don't know what this is, I don't know where it goes. I don't have all the answers or a perfect way to know. But when I'm standing next to you, everything feels brand new. I don't need a reason if it's real to me. I won't promise forever, I won't pretend I know, but I know this moment is something I this is, but I know what I feel. Something about you makes everything real. I don't need a reason, I don't need to see a perfect explanation for what you mean to me. If the whole world questions what my heart can see, I still believe it because it's real to me. It's real to me. Oh, it's real to me. My friends would laugh if they could see the way you've gotten into me. I used to leave before it started, now I'm hoping you'll stay a little longer. I've always been the cautious kind, keeping one foot behind the line. But lately I've been taking chances, and you're the reason why. I don't recognize myself these days, and honestly I like the change. It's out of character, the way I wait for your call. Out of character, the way I don't play it cool at all. I've spent my whole life being careful, now I'm falling without a plan. It's out of character, and I don't want it back again. Check my phone more than I should, replay our conversations, looking for little details like they might hold explanations. I used to trust my common sense, now I follow how this feels. And somehow every reckless thing feels a little more real. Maybe some people are right to change what we thought we'd be. It's out of character, the way I wait for your call. Out of character, the way I don't play it cool at all. I've spent my whole life being careful, now I'm falling without a plan. It's out of character, and I don't want it back again. Then you came and rearranged the map I had inside. Maybe love isn't becoming someone new, maybe it's discovering someone you forgot. Someone like this. It's out of character, the way I light up when you're near. Out of character, the way everything feels clear. I've spent my whole life being careful, but some risks are worth the chance. It's out of character, and maybe that's romance. Oh, out of character, but true to my heart. Out of character, right from the start. There was something in the way The world slowed down that afternoon. Just another crowded room until I noticed you. I didn't know your story, didn't know where you'd been, but somehow there was a feeling like I'd felt before within. Not recognition, not deja vu, just a strange kind of truth. Before I knew your name, before we spoke a word, there was something in the silence that somehow still was heard. Before I knew your name, before I knew your smile, something in me stayed a little longer than a while. Now every little memory feels brighter than before. The way you laugh, the way you pause, the way you look toward the door. And sometimes I wonder how something so small could grow from a glance across a room into something I can't let go. Maybe the heart pays attention before the mind catches up. Before I knew your name, before I knew your plans, before I understood the feeling, I already took the chance. Before I knew your name, before I knew your eyes, something in me recognized a light I couldn't hide. Maybe it wasn't destiny, maybe it wasn't fate, maybe it was just a moment that arrived at the perfect place. And all I know is nothing felt the same after you. Before I knew your name, you were already there, somewhere in the quiet spaces, somewhere in the air. Before I knew your name, before I knew your heart, the story had already started before the very start. Before I knew your name. Before I knew your name, I was already looking your way. Before I knew your name, you were already staying. I spend my days looking for signs, trying to read between the lines, searching for a reason why some things fade and some things survive. I thought I knew the way ahead, every chapter, every step, but then you came into my view and changed the questions I once knew. I tried to find another way, but somehow I end up at your name. Every answer leads to you, no matter what I try to do. I follow every road I take and somehow find you waiting there. Every answer leads to you, like a song I always knew. I don't know where this will go, but I know what my heart shows. I used to trust the things I knew, simple facts, the honest truth. But there's a feeling I can't hide that keeps pulling me to your side. I've tried to call it something else, a passing thought, a temporary spell. But every time I walk away, my heart remembers your name. Maybe some things are meant to stay, even when we push away. Every answer leads to you, no matter what I try to do. I follow every road I take and somehow find you waiting there. Every answer leads to you, like a dream I never knew. I don't need to understand why my heart keeps taking your hand. Maybe it's not about knowing, maybe it's not about why. Some feelings are like the stars, they don't need a reason to shine, they just do. Every answer leads to you, after everything I've been through. All the roads and all the nights, all the wrongs that led me right. Every answer leads to you, and somehow it feels brand new. I stopped searching for a sign when I found you on my mind. Oh, oh, every answer leads to you. Maybe it always did. Every answer leads to you. I had a way of keeping distance, a little space, a little time. I knew the rules I made for myself, and I was doing fine. I never meant to let you in, never thought I'd change my mind. But somewhere in between our conversations, you became a part of mine. I don't know when it happened, but I know I can't go back. You got closer than I planned, somehow you slipped through my hands. I was trying to keep my heart safe, but you found a way inside. You got closer than I planned, more than I could understand. I don't know how this story goes, but I don't wanna let it end. I used to think I had the answers to everything I felt before, but every time I walk away, I find myself wanting more. It's not the way I imagined, it's not the timing I chose, but sometimes the best things happen when we stop being in control. And maybe I was building walls for something worth breaking through. My heart safe, but you found a way inside. You got closer than I planned, more than I could understand. I don't know how this story goes, but I don't I wasn't trying to be lonely, I just got used to being alone. Built a little world around me and learned to call it home. I kept my distance from the maybes, stayed away from anything uncertain. Thought I had every window closed, and you walked right through the curtain. I never left a trail to follow, I never left the door unlocked. But you found me anyway, through all the walls I made, past every careful line I drew, past every excuse. You found me anyway, when I had nothing left to say, and somehow in your quiet way, you found me anyway. I used to think that love was something you had to chase or hold too tight, but you arrived without a warning and made it all feel light. Now every little conversation stays with me longer than it should, and every ordinary moment feels a little more than good. Maybe the heart knows where to go long before we know. You found me anyway, through all the doubts I kept, past every reason not to fall, past every step I left. You found me anyway, like sunlight through the rain. I didn't know what I was missing until you came. I wasn't looking for forever, I wasn't waiting for a sign, but somewhere between your smile and the way you say my name, something changed, and I don't wanna change it back. You found me anyway, when I was hiding in plain sight, past every fear I couldn't face. You brought me back to life. You found me anyway, and now the world feels new. I spent so long protecting my heart just to give it all to you. You found me anyway, through every road I took. You found me anyway, and now I'm looking at you. I had a plan for everything, a careful way to hold my ground, never letting feelings lead, never letting walls come down. Then you arrived without a sound, no grand entrance, no warning sign, just a look across the room, and somehow you stayed on my mind. I've tried to explain it away, but the words don't wanna stay. It's beyond reason, beyond anything I know. I followed every thought I had, but they all let go. It's beyond reason, the way I keep coming back to you. I can't make sense of what I feel, I just know it's true. Told myself I'd keep my distance, Not confuse a spark with flame, but every conversation makes it harder to do the same. I've always trusted certainty, the things that I can hold and see, but you've become the question that means more than clarity. Every answer disappears whenever you're standing here. It's beyond reason, beyond anything I know. I followed every thought I had, but they all let go. It's beyond reason, the way I keep coming back to you. I can't make sense of what I feel, I just know it's true. Maybe that's what this is. It's beyond reason, beyond anything I know. I've stopped searching for a way to control where this goes. It's beyond reason, but it feels more real than truth. If I have to trust something tonight, then I'll trust you. Beyond reason, beyond the words I choose, beyond reason, I'm falling into you. Wasn't looking for a reason to turn my world around. I had everything arranged on solid, steady ground. Then you came without a warning, like a song I didn't know. Now every quiet little moment feels different than before. I keep telling myself to keep my distance, but my heart isn't listening. I'm not supposed to feel this, not this soon, not this deep. You're finding all the places I thought I'd never let you reach. I'm not supposed to feel this, but every time you're near, something tells me not to run. Something tells me stay right here. I've always trusted patience, I've always taken my time, but suddenly I'm counting hours until you're back in sight. I know how this should look, I know what I should do, but every rule I've ever made starts breaking next to you. Maybe some feelings arrive before we're ready for them. I'm not supposed to feel this, not this soon, not this deep. You're finding all the places I thought I'd never let you reach. I'm not supposed to feel this, but every happening. I'm not supposed to feel this, yet it feels so natural. Like every road I walked before was leading to this moment. I'm not supposed to feel this, but I don't want it to end. For the first time in a long time, I don't need to pretend. I'm not supposed to feel this, but I do. I've always trusted what I know, the things I can measure and hold. I build my world on steady ground, never letting my guard fall down. I had a reason for every choice, a careful mind, a quiet voice. Then you came in without a sign and changed the way I see my life. I try to find a better answer, but my heart keeps getting louder. When logic fails and all my reasons disappear, when every doubt I had turns into something clear. When logic fails, I stop trying to understand. Some things are not meant to be solved, they're meant to be held in your hands. I counted every possible way to keep my feelings far away, but every road I tried to take led me back to the same place. I told myself it wouldn't last, just another moment passing fast. But every time I hear your voice, I forget I had a choice. Maybe the heart knows something the mind keeps questioning. When logic fails and all my reasons disappear, when every doubt I had turns into something clear. When logic fails, I stop trying to understand. Some things are not meant to be solved, they're meant to be sitting at the same small table, talking like we've always known. Every word feels light and easy, but there's something underneath it all. I catch myself watching you when you're looking the other way, like there's a conversation neither of us knows how to say. It's not in what we do, it's in what we don't. There's something in the space between us, something neither one of us can hide. A quiet spark, a slow connection, growing stronger over time. There's something in the space between us, more than simple company. I don't know what it means yet, but it means something to me. The city lights are painting shadows across the window and your face, and suddenly the room feels smaller every time you say my name. I keep pretending not to notice the way my heart keeps leaning in, like it already knows the answer before the question even begins. And maybe some things don't arrive loudly, maybe they arrive like this. There's something in the space between us, something neither one of us can hide. A quiet spark, a slow connection, growing stronger over time. There's something in the space between us, more than simple company. I don't know what it means yet, but it means something to me. Maybe it's in every pause, every glance that lasts too long. Maybe it's the way we stay even when the night is gone. Maybe what we're feeling doesn't need a name right now. Maybe that's enough. There's something in the space between us, and I don't want it to disappear. Every moment draws us closer, every silence makes it clear. Oh, there's something in the space between us, something honest, something true. And if I ever find the words, I think they'll lead to you. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ooh. The space between us is getting smaller now. The space between us somehow. I got used to empty evenings and conversations with myself. A cup of coffee, a worn out book, sitting quietly on the shelf. I never thought I needed more than the life I knew by heart. Then you showed up without a sound and somehow changed every part. You didn't ask me to believe, you just stayed long enough to see. It's the way you changed the quiet without trying to at all. Like sunlight through a window on a slow and sleepy wall. It's the way you changed the quiet. Now the silence feels alive. I didn't know what I was missing till you walked into my life. Still remember rainy afternoons, watching people passing by. You laugh at something small I said, and suddenly the time would fly. Nothing dramatic, nothing loud, no fireworks in the sky. Just little moments growing roots before I realized why. Some things don't arrive with a sign, they simply happen over time. It's the way you change the quiet without trying to at all. Like sunlight through a window on a slow and sleepy wall. It's the way you change the quiet. Now the silence feels alive. I didn't know what I was missing till you walked into my life. Making peace with every empty room. Then you turned ordinary days into something I look forward to. Who knew? It's the way you changed the quiet without trying to at all. Like sunlight through a window on a slow and sleepy wall. It's the way you changed the quiet. Now the silence feels alive. I didn't know what I was missing till you walked into my life. And if you asked me what it was, I couldn't tell you why. Just the way you changed the quiet and changed my mind. Ooh, the way you changed the quiet, the way you changed the quiet, made it feel like home. I was doing fine on my own, building walls around the unknown, keeping every feeling in its place, never letting anything change. Then you came in like a quiet song, something I didn't know I wanted all along. No warning, no perfect timing, just a feeling I couldn't deny. I searched for words in my mind, but they disappear every time. It's something I can't explain, a feeling I can't contain. I try to find a reason why, but the answer passes me by. It's something I can't explain, like sunlight after the rain. I don't know where this will go, but I know I don't wanna let go. Oh. I used to believe every story had a beginning and an ending, but you changed the way I see all the things I thought I knew about me. I don't know if it's the moment or the way you make me feel, but something about you feels impossibly real. Maybe some things are discovered not by thinking, but by feeling it. It's something I can't explain, a feeling I can't contain. I try to find a reason why, but the answer passes me by. You're something I can't explain, like sunlight after the rain. I don't know where this will go, but I know I don't wanna let go. I won't call it magic, I won't call it fate, I won't try to name it before it's too late. Some moments are too beautiful to be turned into words. Maybe you just are. You're something I can't explain, but I feel it every day. No perfect line, no perfect phrase could ever take this feeling away. You're something I can't explain, and maybe that's okay. Some things don't need a reason, they just find their way. Something I can't explain, something I don't wanna change. I thought it was a passing feeling, just a spark against the night. A conversation over coffee, a little warmth, a little light. I told myself not to imagine anything beyond that day, but somehow every time I left, a part of me would stay. Maybe some things start so small, you almost miss them when they call. You're more than a moment, more than a beautiful night, more than a memory waiting to fade with the morning light. You're more than a moment, more than a place I've been through. What I thought would pass me by keeps bringing me back to you. think the strongest feelings arrived all at once somehow. But this has been a slow unfolding, and I can see it now. In every ordinary evening, in every message on my phone, you became a part of my days before I even noticed it had grown. I didn't see the change begin until I found you everywhere within. You're more than a moment, more than a beautiful night, more than a passing feeling that disappears with time. You're more than a moment, more than a chance encounter. Somehow every little thing keeps making this feel louder. Maybe love isn't a lightning strike. Maybe it arrives like the rain, quietly changing everything without demanding a name. And before you realize it, nothing feels the same. You're more than a moment, more than a memory to keep, more than a photograph tucked away and incomplete. You're more than a moment, more than a story I'll tell. You're becoming part of my life, and I know it all too well. You're more than a moment, more than a passing view. What I thought was just one night turned into you. More than a moment, more than I knew. More than a moment, I'm falling into you.